Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Drumming in the Trenches podcast. I am Bryan, and once again, Ari is unavailable because his work schedule sucks, but it's okay because I've done this myself before. It's, I think, the third time. Today's episode is, as always, brought to you by Collision Drumsticks and No Nut Cymbal Sleeves. Use the code TRENCHES10 at checkout to receive 10% off of your order at both sites. My guest this week is a friend of mine that I have been friends with for a very long time. We were just talking about this, about how long ago it was. I met him when he was in a band called Rosenberg way back in the day. Now he is in a band called Cremated Souls and FOG. You may know him as Ghoul or Dr. Lee. I know him as Tommy Lee. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Good stuff, man. Good. This is going to be fun. Like I told you when we were trying to set this up, I wanted to get you on the show during the first season, but as we were discussing before, you were kind of in your gray area out of the scene when we started this.
Right,
So
yeah.
good to have you on finally. How you been doing?
Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, how you been doing?
Well, I've been doing all right, man. Just busy. Been working a lot of hours at work, and actually in the process right now of recording a new EP or album with Cremated Souls at the moment right now. So been kind of busy with a lot of that. So
we will get into that later. We will get into that later. But as with every interview, we will start off with your humble beginnings. Tell me how you got into drums, and maybe who of your earliest influences were as far as shaping your style. Because many people, the people that haven't seen you, don't know you have a very interesting style of drumming as far as your setup is concerned.
Well, when I started playing drums, my dad actually was a drummer when I was growing up. Not a lot of people know this either, but my dad has one arm and a nub, like chopped off right here. And when I was a kid, he had a Tommy Lee drum set. His favorite drummer was Tommy Lee. So he named me Tommy Lee. It's kind of cool. He had a two bass drum set, everything, and he used to take drumsticks and duct tape it to his nub and still play it. He had two arms. And I was about 5 years old. He bought me a drum set to put next to his. And I've never read music, didn't take tabs. I just watched my dad, and I kind of caught on musically from just him and just inspired by how he played and had the passion for music to where it made me pick it up and really take it more seriously than I did. Just had fun with it. And I was about 5 years old, and I think the first song I've ever learned growing up, because I watched my dad do it, was Kiss, and it was a Love Gun. And that was actually my first song I've ever learned on the kit, right next to my dad, note for note. It was pretty cool. So yeah, that was pretty cool. My dad was a big inspiration of mine to actually play drums, and he was also a drummer too, like I said. And just watching a one-armed dude take a drumstick and just something about duct taping a stick to his arm and playing just gave me the motivation to go too. So that was a little cool.
Definitely, it kind of takes that whole the stick being an extension of your arm to a whole new level, right? I mean, he literally made the stick an extension of his arm.
He doesn't have an arm where you're only limited to where you can go.
Right.
So it was pretty cool and it was crazy. I still wish I could see him do it now. He doesn't do it much anymore. I don't know. I think he gets a little shy when I ask him to do it. But yeah, that's how I learned how to play as far as that goes. But like as I got older, I mean, I started developing myself as a drummer, and like I was really, I took into Tommy Lee things. So I kind of really followed, Motley Crue really big. My dad was a huge Crue head, so I guess I took on that Crue life, and I just kind of started learning all their stuff, putting headphones on and jamming all their music, playing Tommy Lee drums and learning all the intricate shit and learning and doing all this by ear. Never took a class, never took lessons. I can't read music to save my life. I mean, I can literally just hear a song or a rhythm or a melody of a guitar and just not even bass, just guitar, and I can feed off of that and know exactly what to do. It's like I can't explain it. It's really cool though. But then I started doing the Tommy Lee, jamming out all his stuff, and then I got a little heavier as I went. And Slipknot was one of the bigger things as I was growing up, and I started following Joey Jordison. Started getting really creative at the speed, and Travis Barker is also another good favorite of mine. Those are like usually my top three drummers. Travis Barker was like just a madhouse dude, and that's just how I like. That's how I am with that energy, Dave Grohl kind of energy, and
Yeah.
kind of how I developed my style around that. And I'm also a left-handed drummer too, so I
Me
play
too.
open-handed.
Me too.
But I play in a traditional style drum set. Like I do like everything traditionally. But
Yeah.
I used to play cross too. I started cross and I can actually go both. It's hard to do the cross again. I'm actually so used to doing open that it's harder to go back to cross. But I am with me being left-handed, I can just do everything traditionally. It actually has more variety of range to swing around and hit better notes for me. I think. I mean, in my opinion, it makes it easier. So.
No, definitely. I mean, you look at guys like Carter Beauford from like the Dave Matthews Band. He plays open-handed, and you can kind of, instead of having to go like this and hit toms, this hand's pretty much completely free. I also learned open-handed to begin with, and then once I got my own drum set, I said, "Screw you! I don't have to. This is my drum set, and I'm going to learn. I'm going to do left hand. That way, nobody touches my drum set."
Yeah, right. Yeah. See, I've
I
never tried the left hand before. I've always wanted to. I should set it up one time to see what it's like.
I think you've told me that before, and I'm still waiting to. I'm still
Yeah, I
waiting.
know. I've never done it before, and I'm left-handed too, so that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I definitely I'm not only because, like, obviously you and I both know how, but I definitely think that it's a good skill to have, to know how to play at least comparably open-handed, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, because like you mentioned, it opens up your whole kit for everything as far as
Yeah,
possibilities.
it really does. It opens a big variety. Like, because I feel like when I'm crossed, there's a lot of times where I hit myself, or you'll catch yourself trying to do something, and you kind of feel like you're blocked. You're not getting as much power that you want, or it's just that's how I see it. Well, it's how it is with me. It's like the more power I can get out of it, the more dynamic I can really go.
Yeah.
And it would be better when I'm open because I'm just all strike and set. I don't know, but it's also good to cross too sometimes and being also chilled out and it's good for a lot of other things too. So that's why I like
Yeah. And,
that.
well, one of the things that I noticed, because when you and I met, I was taking pictures before I had actually joined a band, and one thing that I noticed that is a little bit different from what I've seen other people do as far as open hand is you set your hi-hat way over here, you put your ride cymbal next to it, and then the rest of your kit. Was that something that you did like as an experiment and it worked? Because I know a lot of people that play open-handed, they'll put their hi-hat closer to the snare drum and put the ride cymbal off to the side, as opposed to the way that you have it.
No, that was kind of more an experiment. I like doing that. I mean, I'm actually back to the traditional way where it's back on the right side on my floor tom. But back then that was kind of an experiment. It actually worked out easier because some of the songs that I was doing was intricate in a way with like some of the stuff I was trying to do with Rosenberg, and it was easier for my left hand, like a hi hat, where I can constantly keep going instead of doing it with my right. Because like
Right.
my left was faster than my right, and I was doing certain things and like being able to make like bell sounds and ring sounds and everything with my left hand, like it was a ride right in front of me. But I like also having my hi hat kind of far away. Uh, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It was really just like I said, more an experiment. But I like doing it. It's definitely good, especially with speed metal. I mean, it's like right there in front of you because when you have to go really fast, my left hand's just really dominant with me being a left-hander. So and with trying to go to the right hand and do speed with my right, it's like it's definitely a crazy workout.
Yeah, and you'll even see extreme metal drummers will open their hands to do blast beats. If they play cross normally, they'll open up to get that same type of effect that you just do naturally with your style.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was really just more of an experiment. I haven't done that in honestly since then. To be honest with you, it's been a while, but I should have to try it out again because it would be a fun to do that. But yeah, it was just more of an experiment. To be honest with you, I try a lot of different things. I used to put my drum set sideways, like Rob Riva from
Yep.
Nonpoint. One of my favorite drummers, dude. He's the new up favorite drummer, dude. I love that. It's something different. You don't see people doing it. You know, it's try to do things differently. You know, throw oddballs at curveballs at people. Like sometimes I'll throw random things in my kit just to see if people catch it. You know what I mean? Or just different things all the time. I'm just mysterious, man. I do wild and crazy things. When it
I
comes to stuff.
am an enigma.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, you talk about turning your drum set sideways. I remember when we had talked after you had done a show, you had said that you had turned it sideways, and that was other than that, and the drummer for Incubus kind of turns it inward a little bit as well. But the only other drummers that I'd ever seen is Robert Sweet from Striper, and he turns his like full 90 degrees away from the audience, so everything opens up off to the side.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty
check.
cool. I like that you can do that because honestly, it's really awesome because not a lot of people can see what you're really doing behind that kit, like your feet work, everything. So it's good. It's a cool opportunity just, I guess, to show people what you really got and just show off like you're having fun too, and everyone can see you have actually out there jamming out and moving your legs, and I think that's really cool as a drummer from my point of view. Like that's awesome, like I
Yeah.
want to do it. Yeah.
Well, and even if it's for the one person in the audience that is a drummer, you just, you made that experience just a little bit better. And then that guy will come up to you and, potentially be a fan. And so it's
Yeah.
definitely a cool thing to do.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And it was like that with Nonpoint. When I seen Nonpoint, I was like, holy shit, dude, that's dope. Like
Yeah.
Robert, that's freaking awesome. I've never met the band in my life, dude, but that's the coolest shit I've ever seen, man. Hands down. I've always wanted a 360 roller coaster like thing, like a platform, like a merry-go-round, and every song I do, it turns like a clock. Man,
Oh yeah,
one
kind of like in the round, having it to where it constantly is turning to. That's a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do something crazy like that. And so dreams though.
You really are a Tommy Lee. I'll tell you that much right now. You got all those
Yeah.
crazy ideas.
Oh yeah, I'm full of them, dude.
Hey, it's good. It's good to have ambitions like that.
Yeah.
So let's get into the specific bands. I know there were probably a couple of bands before this, but I kind of wanted to start from the time that I met you with Rosenberg. You want to tell me kind of how that started and like the style of music and stuff like that?
So that was kind of a crazy experience how I met Rosenberg. I was actually hanging out at a buddy's house named Michael Jackson, believe it or not. You got Tommy Lee and
Michael Jackson and Tommy Lee. Look at that.
Yeah, it was crazy. His real name is Michael Jackson too, so that was awesome. But no, big music junkie, had everything. We used to jam there, and he was having some kind of party. And then Nick Murphy came out to this party with some people. I guess that he invited out, and I was in there jamming out. And then next thing you know, Murphy heard me drumming, and then he just came into the room and he was like, "Dude, can you play any Nirvana?" Because he had that Nirvana tattoo on his forearm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, I love that band. That's actually my daughter's name, is Nirvana as well."
Yep.
I was like, "Dude, that's my daughter's name. I love that band. Dude, I could play every Nirvana song you think right now." And then he picked up a guitar, grabbed a microphone, and it was like destiny from day one right there. Like just me and him. Matt Kendall came in the picture later. It was just me and him, dude, and we rocked it like it was a 3-4 piece. And we were both mind blown. It was like, dude, you want to be in a band? And then that's how,
Right.
And then from there, it was just kind of like it launched. Nick was like, we're going to do this. And then I think from that night, like 2 weeks later, my buddy usually does block parties, and we put on this one huge ass show, firework display show, and everything, and we put a set list together of like 30 songs with like Nirvana, Alice in Chains, like every cover song you can kind of think of that was pretty grungy. We were doing them, Bush, anything like that, and then I never met Matt Kendall. Nick knew him and gave him like a 30-song set list, told him to learn it in like 2 weeks, and then I met Matt the day of the show, and then like for the first,
Wow.
and then we got on stage, and I'm like, "What's up, dude? How you doing? My name's Tommy. His name's Matt, dude. He had a 250 shot Roman candle strapped to his bass, and that was the first time we got together and nailed every song, dude. And it was just like destiny. And Rosenberg was born. That just how it was created, man. It was, Nick
Wow.
Murphy already had the name already per se from like his little solo thing he was doing, but then we just kind of ran with it. And then
Wow. That's cool.
yeah, it was just kind of destiny, man. Just three dudes got together, just jammed out, and then we wanted to conquer the world, kind of thing. And that's where our minds were at, and then we just started doing it. You know what I mean?
Hey, you
Got
guys
together.
did some. You guys did some really cool shows opening up for Soil and Smile Empty Soul, which is when I met you guys. What would you say is like your favorite like on stage moment from your time in Rosenberg?
Oh man, I would have to probably say we did a show here in Fort Wayne for the '99 Bears house band search, and we made it all the way to the finals at the Flashbacks Live, and it was like that was probably the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of. I mean, it was just as about as that was the first experience I've ever been in front of any big crowd like that, other than Soil. Soil came after, but like when we did that, the Bear house band searches, man, that was by far the crazy experience of my life. Just being in front of that many people and just big lights, big stage, big sound, and people going crazy, dude. It was nuts. Never seen nothing
That's what
like
we
that
live
before.
for.
Huh?
That's what we live for. That adrenaline rush of like holy shit and seeing like a big old sea of people.
Yeah, because prior to that, you're playing, like little local bar, and they're fun, but we're not really getting fans like that, like when I played that, I mean, 30 people was a lot, you know what I mean? But when I went from
Right.
30 people to like 200 or 300, 400, 500, that got a little intense. And then when you go play, Soil, all these bigger bands, and they got more crowd, and I'm like, oh man, here we go. I ain't never
Mm-hmm.
done that before, and I think that was kind of my awesome experience of coming up into it was that my first show with a lot of crowd was the Bear House Band Search. That was definitely my number one.
I remember seeing pictures from that because it was right after the when I had met you, and you had a red drum set at the time, and I think you end up using like the kickbacks drum set for
Well,
the
yeah, because the band house band search, it just made it easier from everyone to hauling up kits. So everyone had to agree on one person kit can be a social kit, and then we just had to supply like certain things like a pedal or something like that, just to make it easier for tear down, so the speed of the process can be faster, because it was just a
right.
contest. So it was which was pretty cool. Like I played on Mantra and Mortis drum kit one year at the
Oh
Rusty Spur
wow.
Surge. It was a green kit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Played on the kickbacks. Um, Never had mine, and I could have had mine in, but I never. They were all willing to before I even say anything. So better for me. I mean, I'll just use theirs, I guess.
Right.
So it worked out for me, but it was pretty cool that they did that.
So to go from we'll call it a alternative metal grunge style band, then you move on to a band Cremated Souls, which is like
Actually,
way on the other side of that.
well, I ended up kind of had like well, I've actually went through I went through another band prior to that, and
Oh, you did. You're right.
But well, I went through like two. They were kind of like fast. Well, after Rosenberg, I ended up joining this band called Element Indigo,
I remember that.
and but that I wasn't with them very long. And then after that, then I ended up getting in a band called Puzzle Pieces, and
Hmm.
I was drumming for Puzzle Pieces for a little bit, and that was actually pretty fun, but it just wasn't working out. And then that's kind of where I took try to take my break. But then right when I tried taking like my official break, Cremated Souls' bass player at that time, AJ, reached out to me, and he's been trying to steal me as a drummer for quite some time. And I just kind of put it on hold. I was on all these projects. I'm always in this or this, that. And he finally got me. He caught me. He got me offhand, and I couldn't say no. And that's Cremated Souls was pretty much formed. I mean, I ended up joining with AJ, and then it was just a bass player. Yeah, we had everybody: bass player, two guitar players, and the singer. But none of them were the original members, other than two. And
Wow.
then later on down the road, we ended up forming actual Cremated Souls, and then we ended up finding a dope singer and kind of took off from there. It was
Did
pretty
you
cool.
did you already have all of those techniques in your wheelhouse? Like I know you'd said that you were, with you followed Joey Jordison and stuff like that, but even a lot of the Cremated Soul stuff is still a little bit more of on the extreme side of that. Was that just something that you kind of knew how to do but never was able to do it in all of those other bands, or did you actually have to hunker down and kind of learn some different techniques to transition into that style of music?
Kind of a little bit of both, because I have a lot of ADD, so I'm always about speed. I'm
Hmm.
already trying to do some crazy stuff, and I've never had, I guess, a band to really go like that with, to actually try it and do it. And so when I found the band, I was able to do it. And then, but there was some stuff I did have to learn and teach myself. And then I was already a big Lamb of God fan, and I started following Chris Adler a lot. And then I just started learning a lot of different techniques, teaching myself and learning different techniques more or less, and teaching myself how to do some of these things. And the biggest one I had to teach myself was the blast beats. That was to get my hand to stroke that fast was pretty hard to do. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Yeah. That's still to this day is a bone crusher for me. But other than that, I mean, it was just something I've always wanted to do, and then I finally got it, but it did take some work. Work did come with it, that's for sure. I mean, it wasn't easy, but it was easier than some, that's for sure. If I had to say it, it was definitely a lot easier from start. And as it got hard, there were some challenges, and I'm still facing challenges every day to this day with it. But I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, it's something I've always wanted to do. Never just had the group to do it with or the right people to do it with. Because the right style of music or the friends that was around, they didn't listen to that kind of music, or they didn't want to play that music, or you didn't have the right people to do it. So
Right.
I do.
Well,
I
that's
found it.
well, that's well that's kind of cool because that kind of speaks to the point of we as musicians never stop learning and challenging ourselves. And what is something with complacency comes contentness, and you just kind of get stuck in your rut and you're fine with it. And it's good to kind of continue to teach yourself, even if you're never going to use those in the band that you're in at the time. It's still good to have them in the back of your mind, because I mean, I know you have such a you and I both have very wide ranges of musical tastes as far as bands. We've discussed it. I go downstairs when I play my drums, and I'll just put my Spotify and I'll go in from Shania Twain to Kiss to Sabaton and some of the power metal stuff, and you just kind of gotta always keep the muscles just in case, because you said that you were kind of bouncing around a little bit, and you just kind of had to go from one to the other, and just always having that stuff in your wheelhouse is definitely a good thing to have.
Yeah, and it's also fun too, because there's times where I like to have fun, and I like to do drum solos at shows and stuff like that. And when you bust out a drum solo, all that stuff is handy. I mean, it's
Yep.
fun to use all that, and go have fun and show everybody what you got, and go and have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah. That's your time to shine. I'm the band that I'm in right now, and this is the first band that I get to do a drum solo, and I'm still kind of figuring it out as I go along.
And my first one, I was nerve wracking. I think I messed up so bad. It was
Mine was,
just I was trying to do way too much, and
yeah.
I think I was just trying to do too much, and I screwed myself up.
Well, at least you know what not to do for the next time, or kind of what you need to, focus on and stuff like that. So you were in Cremated Souls, you left, took your actual break that you needed to take care of some things, and then you came back. How how did that process come about? Was it just like a phone call, like, hey, you still need me,
well,
kind of thing?
well, prior to right when that break, I guess I took a yearly break. I had some issues I just needed to work on, family stuff, family life, just life mainly. So, and at that point, I was kind of done with taking care of everything, and I wanted to get back into music. And I ended up finding, actually, before I got back with Cremated Souls, I ended up getting with a band called FOG that I'm actually
Yep.
jamming with now to this day. And I got with them, and they're old school classic cover band. We play Van Halen's and all that stuff. And I was just wanting to have fun again. And then I started jamming with them for like 3 months. And then I was like, man, I'm missing Cremated Souls, dude. And then I seen that on Facebook they ended up getting rid of their old drummer. They were looking for drummers, again. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna reach out to Dan or Charlie and kind of be like, hey, what's up? And I'm back, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. And
All the fireworks come off.
my spirit back, or can we do this, or do I need to do a tryout, or kind of thing, or what's up, man? I want to come back home. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Right.
And then we ended up talking a little bit. We sat down and we did a practice together and ran everything with the new bass player because they had a new bass player at this time. We do now, and then just things are a little different now than it was when I left. So it was kind of we were just getting together and we ended up working the issues out, and now we're all happy. We're back at full swing with it. So it all worked out. But it definitely was just it was a text message mainly. Sent the text and hey, what's up, dudes?
Fun fact, I actually contacted Dan when they were looking for drummers, but you got the distance advantage over me because you live down there, and I also don't play death metal, so
It's challenging.
now explain the Ghoul to me, because when you came back, other than the people that had seen you play before, they kind of kept you wear your mask and had your hood up and stuff like that. Was that just something that you wanted to do to kind of just make the second round a little bit different than the first round, or?
Yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, because I left. There was a reason I left. There was a reason why I left. So when I left, I ghosted everybody. Like I ghosted the music scene. Like I try to stay. I got rid of everybody that wasn't friends or family to me. I wanted just my page just to be family. You know what I mean? I kind of just went ghost on everybody. And then, so when I came back, I wanted to be ghost and try to hide my identity, but it didn't really work as well as I thought it would. And then, but like it was, but when I did do that, and some people know who I am now, I'm still gonna do it just because like it puts me as a different character, and it's something different and unique that brings like a different chapter and like the band's life, like Ghost, like. And I hide my face, and I'm the only guy in the band in the back that has a mask on, and no one knows who he is. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
some people do, and they don't. A lot of people have hints, and they've all had hints because they've seen videos of me playing, coming back, and the only drummer in Fort Wayne that plays open-handed. Like I'm pretty sure I'm probably one of the only ones, or if not the top 2 or 3 in Fort Wayne. So everyone kind of caught on pretty quick. It wasn't
Yeah,
very.
it was funny because I remember seeing a video online of like a Halloween show that you guys did last year, and I saw it, and they said that they had a new drummer, and I saw the video, and I'm like, that guy's playing Tommy Lee's drum set. I wonder if that's Tommy. I wonder if Tommy's back.
No, it took me a minute because I just didn't really want no one to know who I was. There was just a lot of drama going on back at the time. I mean, everything's fine now, but it was just a character I was trying to create for myself, just to be distant from like almost like you feel like paparazzis and shit like that, but it ain't paparazzi. It's just people I don't know. Like if we're not family, friends, kind of thing. I don't know. I just felt like too many people that didn't know me were always in my business. You know what I mean? And like I don't know you, right? So I try to keep music and family life separate, and that's where that ghost was kind of coming in play. Or like ghost is going to be my music and mask off. I'm separate from the music. You know, like I'm over here, and it was just something I was trying, and it still works. I haven't really had a chance to use it really yet, other than like a few times, but no one knew who I was the first show though when I came back, man. I did the Halloween show and no one had an idea, dude. They kept trying to get me to take my mask off. I was like, nope, not doing it. But
Well, and and with that style of music too, it almost kind of lends itself to the imagery because I mean I have a Cremated Souls shirt that I totally should have worn for this interview because like duh. But you know, you guys use a lot of I mean I don't want to say stereotypical, but I mean like the imagery that's associated with your band is definitely darker. So I mean even you know getting yourself in that mindset of playing this super dark music, even though you
yeah,
guys do play a pretty bitchin' cover of "Ain't Talking About Love" for given the death metal given the death metal treatment to a Van Halen song's pretty interesting.
yeah, it's pretty cool, man. We did that because I'm a classic rocker lover, man. So we all kind of put our heads together, and my guitar player Charlie is too. And I was like, man, and Eddie Van Halen died, and I was like, you already know the covers are gonna start coming out, you know, like
Oh
let's do
yeah.
it. And it just kind of stuck. Uh, we did a Limp Bizkit cover just for shits and giggles, just to see what people loved it, dog. I don't know, people were loving it. But I mean, we did break stuff by Limp Bizkit. People were going ape shit over that. But now we're actually working on some covers that are more our style of music now to add to our whole list of music. So the
Right
new covers
on.
now are actually gonna be pretty cool. I think everyone's gonna like them. That's for sure.
Sweet. Well, and we're all looking forward to hearing it.
Oh yeah.
So now would be the time where Ari, if he was here, but he's not, and I'm going to keep saying it because he's not here. He would. This is his time because he is a gear nerd, and so this is where he would ask you what gear you're using when you're playing. Like you know, you don't got to be super specific, but you know, just you know, general sizes, what type of kit, what type of cymbals, stuff like that. So just anything off the top of your head that that you're using to rock out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm playing on a Tama Imperial Star. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Superstar Imperial, something like that. I just got it. Um, pretty much I'm rocking with a 10, 10, 12, 14, and a 16 on toms. Uh, 22 on the bass, 14 on the snare. I actually got 2 snares. I got a 14-inch snare, and we're rocking with a 13-inch snare. Just get some different sounds. I like to bounce back and forth. As far as the cymbals go and everything, we're rocking with Meinl right now. So Meinls, they're pretty good. I mean, I like the sound quality of them. They're fair price on they're fairly on good pricing, and they're actually not bad on the sound quality as well. I've always ever since I've tried Meinl, I've actually really loved them. I don't know what it is. It sounds really good, and it's really darker too, I guess, for the music that I do play. So it just fits right in with the guitar playing. I've noticed it sounds a little different with other music. Like if I was to play something brighter, it's still harder. But I mean,
Right.
Meinl, for me, as far as all to go around, that's what I'm using right now. Uh, as far as like anything else, double bass pedals. I use double bass pedals. I don't have a double bass, but the double bass pedals I use is DW 9000s, and then
Right on.
I got a SJC custom drum head on the actual kit, but it's SJC. It doesn't even fit the kit, but it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really. That's about really off the top of my head of the gear I can really think of as far as
Hey,
like
that.
like
Believe it or not, that's better than what most people have.
man, like Evan heads. Those are the best, I think.
Amen.
Yeah,
I am 100% Evans guy. I just ordered some Onyx heads. They're going to be here in a couple weeks. I'm very excited.
they're awesome, man. Love the sound quality they got, man. It's pretty good. I just got done reheading ours not that long ago.
Hey Evans, call us. I mean, hey, we're
Right.
It's actually funny you talk about your vinyl symbols. I actually remember you and I were talking when you told me you were going to order them. I remember it was after work one morning. I was getting ready to. I was working third shift, and he was like, "Oh, hey, I got these." Because I had just gotten my Soul Tone endorsement, and I was like, "Hey, Soul Tone," and you're like, "I'm actually gonna go with these vinyls." And I remember when you bought the symbol pack to start out with.
Yeah, the mono black customs, they're pretty dope.
Yes, yeah, Minel's good. I just the HCS line, like the super like budget brand ones. I have never heard anybody make those sound good, like ever.
Oh, HCS, yeah, good cheaper brand. They're not too bad. They kind of remind me of like when Zildjian came out with the ZBTs. You know what I mean, like cheaper version.
Mm-hmm.
It's no. I mean, I've tried them. They're not bad. I mean, you got to break them in. I feel like they really get good sound out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not too bad. I give it that. But you're right.
So, yeah, it said that just some of the crashes sound like trash can lids to me. So you kind of already touched on it a little bit at the beginning of this interview. You mentioned a new EP for Cremated Souls. What other plans you got for this year? It's only February. What do you got coming down the pipeline?
As far as pipeline, man, really, honestly, just finishing up this album that I'm working on, Cremated Souls. Hopefully, it does good. We're kicking ass on that, and then mainly just try to get back out and play shows, play a lot of shows if we can, do as many shows as we possibly can, and then on top of trying to get my other cover band to play shows too, and just play a lot of shows, get back, guys. I feel like I missed out on a lot of opportunities last year, taking out a whole yearly break, and I'm itching, man. So my blood has been to get on them stages. So as many stages as
if you could pick one year to take a break, you know, being in the second year of COVID probably wasn't the worst year to take a break on. Although 2020 might have been a little bit better because you wouldn't have missed nearly as much.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to book some shows with you guys, not with Stage Drive, but book some metal shows with you guys in the future. Every time.
That's our passion. We like to have fun. Love to be on stages, man. Love to be on them stages.
And I gotta meet Daniel. I've had conversations with him, like at least like 5 or 10 conversations with him on Facebook, and I have yet to meet him.
Yeah, that dude's a busy man. I tell you that, dude. That dude works workaholic, dude. He's actually just became a boss at this place called the Huddle House here in New Haven. So he's just been slapped hammered, man, of just busy work. I feel bad for him.
Got to put in the hustle, right?
Huh?
Got to put in the hustle, right?
Yeah, he's got to put it in. He's hustling though, man. I give him that. Boy's making less money, dude. Can't be mad at the man. Can't be mad at the man hustling. That's all I gotta say. No, he's getting it though. That's for sure.
So the only thing that is left to do is this little segment that has yet to be copyrighted and trademarked, but I'm working on it. It's called a quick 8 count. I'm going to ask you a series of 8 questions, and first answer that comes to mind is the answer. If it's not like final not like Family Feud where like you have like 30 seconds to answer all the questions or anything like that. if we end up talking a little bit, we'll talk a little bit. But just it's kind of off the dome kind of stuff. Dr. Lee, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Question 1. Name a drummer that you think is overrated.
Lars from Metallica.
You wouldn't. I know this may not surprise you, but everybody except for one person in season 1 said Lars Ulrich. it's the overrated drummer. So you are with the majority. You are with the majority on that one. You are with the majority. So question 2: name a drummer that you think is underrated, other than yourself.
Man. Oh, dude, I don't know, man. These are hard. That's a hard one too. It's not really hard, I guess, but oh man, so many good drummers out there. I'm gonna have to say Lamb of God's new drummer that they got. I can't remember his name.
Art Cruz.
Yeah, that dude's pretty good, man. Because I've been hearing a lot of people talk. Because they've been smacking down on him since Chris Adler left, and the big difference. But I give him props, dude. That dude is he's keeping that Lamb of God sound, and he's holding it down. I give him that. Same thing with Jay from Slipknot when Joey left. Those are pretty underrated drummers, I would have to say. That no one did before.
I actually met Art when he was drumming for Prong before he joined Lamb of God. He's a really cool dude. Dream collab. You can collaborate with any artist. We'll say living. We'll say living. Collaborate with any artist. Yeah. Like who's the dream phone call? Like you see a number on your phone, you're like, yo, let's do something. Who is it?
I'm gonna have to say Travis Barker.
Do a drum off. Do a drum off with Travis Barker.
I have some crazy ideas where we would do some cool ass shit. Oh yeah, and then on top of it, he knows people too. Or I guess I don't know, but it would be a cool ass drum off just to do a drum off, and it would be like a music video though too. It'd be it would be dope. I've always wanted to do something like that. But I mean, Corey Taylor would definitely be an artist I would call if he was in my phone book.
Yeah,
Travis Barker and Corey Taylor.
He's like the Mike Portnoy of vocalists. He does pretty much everything. He's got like 3 or 4 different things. This one's going to get a little deep. Give your younger self 3 words of advice to make you a better drummer today.
Never give up.
That's a good one.
I did do that once.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could say to my younger self is never give up and keep striving to what your big picture is in front of you that you're seeing. You know what I mean? And you got goals, get them. You know what I mean? I've always told myself never say what if, always say what's next.
Yep, that is good advice, and people definitely need to have that reminder sometimes that things may be getting tough, but just keep pushing. And I mean, you've been learning since you were 5, so I think as far other than that break that you obviously needed, I think you've been following your own advice, which is a very commendable thing.
Yeah, trying to. It's yeah, it's fun. That passion, man.
Yeah. That's all. That's what we're here for. That's what drumming in the trenches is, man.
As soon as that beat breaks, man, my heart thumps.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah! Name a band that you think is overrated.
Trivium.
Really?
I don't really like them, man.
I mean, I do. I just
My Finger Death Punch is overrated. They're pretty good, but I think they're overrated a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Although their new drummer that they got he's pretty baller though.
Yeah, I actually heard about. I haven't had a chance to check them out, but I've actually heard good things about her. There, she's up there with that Jeremy dude, so I'll give her that. That's at least that's what I
Yeah.
was told. So I don't know.
Um,
That's probably what I'd say. It's hard to say anything about music, man, because I love it. I love it all. So
yeah. Name a band that you think is underrated.
and
You can
uh,
go as underground as you want.
Hate Breed's underrated. I think
I agree with that.
Hate
I
Breed.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
I'd
I
say
can. I
Hate Breed. One
yeah.
for sure.
Hey, Jamie Jost has been trucking, man, for like 20 years, and
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I definitely think that he should be
A
a
lot
little bit
bigger
far.
than they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um.
definitely think so too.
This is this is a fun one. Name a band that you like that nobody would think you listen to.
They
Like you're
one band?
like yeah, like who's your guilty pleasure band? Like mine's like ABBA.
Dude, I listen to the weirdest shit. I listen to some Katy Perry, dude. I love Katy Perry. But 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 as far as band, dude, man,
I mean, Katy Perry counts if that's the answer. I
I
mean,
like
that's
Huey Lewis in the news. I go old school classics on people, man. People look at me and they're like, "You listen to Huey Lewis in the news?" Like, yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy. My, I mean, that's kind of what I would say because no one would ever think twice of me ever saying that or thinking about listening to that. And I actually love Huey Lewis in the news, so
the
it
power
gets to
of
people like
love.
me. Uh,
I said that's the power of love.
oh yeah,
Um,
back in time, maybe in the future.
absolutely. And the final question is give me an unpopular opinion. Like start a fight. I may agree with you, but give me an unpopular opinion. Music related. Let's keep real world events out of this.
Unpopular opinion, like how the in the music world. I mean, I can go everywhere in music world, right? Like rap artists anywhere. I mean, you
Yeah,
got to think about the culture now is people trying to cancel Eminem. Is that something that
that's something that Gen Z is trying to do, but it's not working.
right? Like,
The funniest thing about it too is that they literally are picking like the tamest songs of his
mm,
to get mad about. Like you want to go back to like the original Slim Shady LP and tell me that like the song that he did with Rihanna like 20 years ago, like that's the bad one. Like come on now.
yeah, no, it's I think they're doing too much over. Like I said, for songs, people are just crazy nowadays, man. This world's crazy.
It
Just
is.
always back in the day, you would have never thought. What changed the world, changed everyone's I don't know how to explain myself right on it. I don't want to sound stupid either, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
No,
know,
I see. No, I no, I see what you're saying for sure. No, I agree.
no, that's crazy, man. That's about the only thing I can think of. I mean, I really can't think of anything off like rock wise or metal wise at this moment. To be completely honest with you, because I haven't really been following up on anything other than just like what I do. So I really couldn't tell you. I mean, I see more news and stuff like that on rap than I probably do on rock right now, to be honest.
It's because
I,
we keep to ourselves. It's because rockers keep to ourselves. We're just
yeah, I pretty much keep to
we're our
myself.
own family. We're the rockers and metalheads. We're our own family. It's all good.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, but that's pretty much yeah. I keep to
Okay,
myself.
right on. All right, so this last little bit is pretty much. I know that the whole episode was about you, but now I will give you the floor to shameless plug, social medias, upcoming releases, whatever just where we can find you, all that stuff. So go ahead, man.
Well, I'm in two bands right now at the moment. You can find I have 3 pages, 2 bands. I have a page for myself called Dr. Lee Drummer. You can find me on Facebook with that. I got videos on there. I try to keep posted. I haven't been on there in quite some time, but I'm trying to get active with that again. You can also find me on Cremated Souls on Facebook. With Cremated Souls, you can also find us on YouTube. Pretty sure Spotify, iTunes, stuff like that. There's also a website that's out, but it hasn't been updated in quite some time, which is going to be done as well. But I'm pretty sure it's crematedsoulsofficial.com. You get on there and see that as well. I'm also in another band called FOG, and you can find me on Facebook with them or YouTube as well. And FOG for just FOG, four old guys, and that's pretty much what the band is, four old guys. Yeah,
I love it.
you can find me that way. Or personal Facebook is Tommy Lee. I mean, anybody can find me under that. You type in Tommy Lee, you're gonna find me and the real Tommy Lee. So.
The Tommy Lee.
Like the Tommy Lee. So it's kind of a struggle when people try to find me because there's a lot of Tommy Lees that pop up.
Right. You're the only one that lives in Fort Wayne, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Fort
I've
Wayne
never
area.
met real Tommy Lee yet here that I know of. So have met some strange names though, like a Michael Jackson.
Right.
So
That's almost the start of a joke. Michael Jackson and Tommy Lee walk into a bar.
yeah, or Tommy Lee, yeah, call it the bar fight. And it wouldn't even be nothing to do with bar fighting. It would be like just something totally left field, dude. Just
Right.
get people's attention. Be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can find me damn near anywhere, man. Cremated. I mean, we're a lot of Facebook people right now. We're also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have an Instagram as well.
You do.
Yeah, Cremated Souls. But I don't have access to that at the moment, so I'm not sure if that's been updated and when the last time it has been updated. But I know recently I've been trying to get shit rolling again, so I'm trying to. Everything's kind of taking off slowly but surely. But yeah, you can find me pretty much anywhere. I mean, just Dr. Lee or Cremated Souls Fog. I'm all over Facebook, really, mainly, or YouTube. So
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for. I think that's about it, man. We got about 52 minutes or so, which is about average. Thank you for jumping on. I know that I'm pretty sure I got a hold of you like early this week to jump on here and be a guest. And like I said, I've been wanting to get you on here since we started it, and I'm sad that Ari is not here because Ari's not here. Oh, yep. Go ahead.
Well, one other thing, okay, if people are checking this out, make sure you guys follow Cremated Souls because we are working on the dopest album right now. I think it's gonna be pretty damn dope, and I'm busting ass on these drums. And we don't have a release date yet, but if you follow the band page, it will keep you updated. But when this thing drops, I think it's gonna be a pleaser for a lot of people, for sure.
I'm looking forward to it myself. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be cool, man. I'm pretty sure you're the first very heavy metal drummer that we've had on here, so it's kind of nice to get all the spectrum of different people doing, different styles of drumming and stuff like that, and seeing what everybody's got going on.
Right, yeah. Mixing up the variety a little bit,
Absolutely.
Always good variety is best variety.
Yes. Yep. Well, that about does it for this episode of Drumming in the Trenches. For Dr. Lee and myself, we'll see you guys next month.